the
Yes,
Exorcist voice
Kim,
I heard.
tell your
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Just helping people out.
Yep.
So, yes. It happened on multiple occasions. So, a couple of times, I was in on my own, and I heard banging, scratching, and like growly voice, like you see, Regan from The Exorcist. And it would always be either Amanda or Mom, but in like a scary, gravelly, horrible voice.
Yeah. Was that after I'd moved out?
Yes, because that's when I got that back bedroom when you fucked off. No, you had
When
the front
I was living
room.
there, you had. Oh yeah, I had the front room because you had the back room when I was living there.
Yes, I was going to say you had the front room and I had the back room, and Amanda
Yeah.
had the one opposite me. And then when you moved out, Mum moved into your room.
Yeah.
And I still had the room.
Excuse me.
It was a horrible, horrible house. That it was really scary. It used to scare the shit out of me.
It was horrible. There was something not right in that house, and I'm glad I left.
So,
like obviously, I left the house.
So my story that I've already told,
Your story.
but nobody heard because I'm an asshole, and it was muted because I am terrible for this. The first 10 minutes I've been muted, but I didn't title it though. I didn't title it, and I forgot. So the title of my story is called "The Girl in the Kitchen." So, like I said before, when we were younger, we lived in a flat, which was coincidentally right next door to a funeral director. And I remember fighting in the kitchen with Kim. Not in the kitchen, sorry. I was on the sofa. So you've got our kitchen door was here, and the sofa was like here in the living room. Mum was in the kitchen cooking pasta, num 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 num, my favourite food. Me and Kim, like this, on the sofa, and then I just kind of go, and I just stare in the kitchen, and Kim's like, Amanda, what's wrong? And I'm just looking, and I shit you not, the girl was sat on the bench with, I know, cliche, but a white long dress. It looked just like a nightgown, like a white one. She had like long darkish hair, but her face was like grey, and she looked like she'd been in water or something for a while. And she had dark around her eyes, and she literally just kind of went.
My God.
And it scared the shit out of me. The shit out of me. But to follow on from Sam's story that nobody else heard, by the way, about her creepy bedroom in that same flat. And she was staying at her boyfriend's one night. Mum was in a bedroom with her current boyfriend in bed asleep. I was sleeping in her bed. Mum was like, Amanda, sleep in that bed tonight. How fuck off, leave me alone. So I was in bed. And I just lay there with, I can even
child.
I have a blankie. So I'm just laying there with me little blankie, right? And I just like, so cozy, comfy room, like Sam's room. And all I hear is, I killed and buried 7 animals in here. A whisper right in my ear, felt the breath and everything. And I'm just like, and then I feel these animals walking all over me, and then my blankets fly off. I scream, run into Mum's room, and hop into bed next to her with a boyfriend. Poor Mum had no privacy when we were little, but I never stayed in that bedroom ever since. And Sam used to have. The thing is, in that house, they'd be banging from Sam's room when nobody was in there. And do you remember the photo frame that would fly, not just come off the wall, it would fly off the wall and then drop.
Yeah.
In that, I can't remember what the photograph was of, but it would fly
off. Was it
off.
Nana? Oh, no, that was when we were young. No,
Nana's was a little one like that. And
yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember it would fly off the wall and it would hit the floor, and it was absolutely terrifying. It scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
But that was a creepy house.
Yeah.
Obviously, we lived in 2 houses in Silksworth.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of houses around there are haunted. Like your
house,
Sam, that you had in Silksworth, yours was creepy as well.
Oh, I used to sleep it when I was in the kitchen. I'd be washing the dishes, and obviously the kitchen's there, like, very long. Mm-hmm. The top of the kitchen is like the dining room way, but obviously this is the dining room. This is the kitchen door here, but this way was just like a wall. It was like a little arch, and then it was just the wall. You couldn't go any further. And I used to always see people toddle along behind it. I'd be like looking. Oh yeah, it was never anything.
I remember
Coming in.
Brogan's Brogan's bedroom, because obviously you had his room, but then yours was kind of like a room off his, which was weird. And I remember
Yeah.
sleeping.
Huh?
I think I was in his car bed or something, or I was on like an airbed, and I remember
Yeah.
lying there, and it was really funny actually, because I remember waking up, and I just saw blue jeans, a white hoodie, with a man stood like this, just looking at me. Do you remember me telling you about that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he
What
had,
even-
I think it said England or Lonsdale or something. I think it was Lonsdale in red across the front of his hoodie. And I think it was the next day, Mum actually told us that our uncle had died.
Yeah.
And he used to wear that that
Yeah.
was literally the stuff he'd wear all the time. So that was really, really creepy as well. But that house was I don't think that was a case of your house was haunted for that one. That was more like a kind of come say goodbye
Really?
kind of thing. But that house scared the crap out of me.
There was a few things because I was lying in bed once, and obviously our bedroom was here, and then obviously there was a little nursery, wasn't there, that was attached to my bedroom.
Yeah, it was really cute.
And I was in bed and I could see Brogan's cot from my bed, and underneath of his cot, I seen a grown-up version of Bert. Must have been about 5 or 6. I seen not Bert, Brogan. I seen a Brogan. Under the He was like, oh no, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And honestly, you must have thought I was just seeing things, and I was creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear it?
Very loud, yeah.
It's so quiet. I don't know why.
What is happening with your volume?
I was
Can
like,
you hear me now? Sorry, my mic was moved.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you went really, really loud. And all I could hear was like a TV.
Sorry, dude.
ghosts are trying to interact with us and like joining
Sam
us.
was like,
Hey, I was.
don't claim me now.
Can you see me? Do you remember me?
Right. Okay. So we've talked about ghosts, but Kim, do you have a story?
I have loads of stories. Which one would you like us to start with?
Whose turn is it? Whose turn is it for a story?
Oh,
I told
yeah,
mine.
so it's Kim's turn.
It's Kim's turn, Kim.
Right, so, where do I start? Oh, I'll start at the house in Farringdon, because you love that house.
Literally, that house. Your butthole will go. As soon as you even think about going in that house, like, I had something. The only time I could stay in that house is when I was that drunk. I would just sleep. It's the only time I could stay in that house. But apart from that...
Yeah, so in that house, it started off with Ebony having an imaginary friend.
1 minute, you're really, really crackly.
Yeah.
Is she crackly for you, Sam?
No, yes,
Yeah, you're really crackly.
Sorry, I think it might be my wire.
Now I hear nothing.
Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's better.
So much better.
Right, sorry, it was me. My wire was twisted and it was coming out.
Now worse than when you get your wires twisted.
Yeah. So, yeah. So House and Farringdon with Ebony having a imaginary friend. Oh, that was funny, Amanda.
I know. I just decided to blur for no reason. It's been a day in my house.
It started off with Ebony having an imaginary friend called Charlie. And Charlie was her best friend. He was an imaginary friend. I'm doing air quotes. He was called because I'm doing air quotes.
Okay.
Imaginary.
Just narrate as well. It's fine.
And he would be pretty much responsible for everything that went on in that house. Dolls banging, stuff moving about Ebony's bedroom, stuff moving about the sitting room, things got missing. But I think one of the worst things to happen was Amanda used to come and stay at mine all the time. And she would always stay downstairs on the sofa because more than likely she would sit and watch the telly until she fell asleep.
Yep.
This one night, I'd been upstairs for about half an hour, 45 minutes, if that. And I was just lying in bed watching the telly, and I get a text message of Amanda. Kim, are you awake? Are you awake? I was like, yeah, why? And then she phones us. She's like, there's somebody banging on the door. They're trying to get in. I was like, what, the front door? She was like, no, the sitting room door.
Oh my god.
I went, just come upstairs if you're scared. She was like, will you come down and get us?
We're like, no, we'll
complete,
get out there.
complete true story. I was just laying on the sofa and the door literally wasn't that far away from the sofa, and it wasn't like a bang bang bang. It was like a like someone was doing this on the door, and the door was just going, and I fucking shit myself there. And I was like, Kim, will you come and get me? I slept in her bed with her that night. Not that I slept much. And ever since then, I would literally make her, until the age of like 20-year-old. And I'm like, you can stand at the bottom of the stairs and you can wait until I've been to the toilet so I know I'm safe.
Yeah.
Because
everybody used to do it.
Yeah, Ebony's bedroom, it was like a portal for just demon life. It was fucking terrifying. I hate that house, Kim. I really did. It was so scary.
It was such a bad... It was like a bad vibe house, wasn't it?
It was... You didn't get good vibes from that house. It was like...
No.
It was bad vibes, and I can walk in a house and I get a feeling straight away, and I know if there's something in the house. I have literally turned down houses to live in because I know fine well there's something in there, and I ain't dealing. Like, I know there's probably something going on in this house now, but I don't think it's anything that's been here before. It's more... I've been followed around by them my whole life. And you guys know that. They follow me everywhere I go.
You just haunted as a person.
I'm a haunted person. Yep. I'm a haunted person.
Honestly, we
with me like bags. But I know when there's something in a house, and I've turned down houses to literally not be in them. Because of little spooks, because I'm not dealing with that.
You can really feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have a story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Go wild.
Well, this is off years ago. My mum and dad told us it, right, when we were younger. And this still to this day they tell you that, you know, this happened. They had a flat together. I think it was before he had Elaine or any of us, right? And they were lying on the floor. They had like a pull-out bed or something, I think. And my mum got up in the middle of the night because there was no blankets on her. And she looked at the bottom of the feet, and there was this big, fat man with no skin, with his blanket wrapped around him. She jumped up, woke me dad up. She was like, Billy, you know, or Ben as she used to call him back in the day. Hey, Ben. He jumped up, put the light on, nothing there, but the circle was still there where that fat guy was sitting. Honest to God.
I really remember us saying something about a guy with no skin. That is so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That is terrifying.
I would have shit me pants.
I remember saying it to Elaine's one night. I had a similar thing like that where I woke up and someone was just kind of stood over me, and I just screamed, and it scared the shit out of me. I don't like... I hear things all the time, but I don't like to see things. It's one thing feeling something or hearing something, but when it's right in front of you, I don't like that. I really do not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
But I've actually seen... I was lying in my bed once, and I was talking to, you know, my ex, and he was facing one way and I was facing the other, and the wall was right in front of us, the window was here, right next to us, and then there was like me curtains, and I was just talking away and blah blah blah, and I'd just seen this little person, this little boy, black shadow, run and hide behind the curtains. And I just lay there for a second to think.
Burn the house and leave. I don't do children. Terrify me.
He used to jump in the bed behind us. I'd literally feel something behind us, and I'd turn around, and it would be gone. And my mum was like, "Oh, just ask it what it wants. It doesn't bother us. You know, it's a ban."
Yeah.
But it never bothered us, and I told him the next day, and he was like, "Oh, nah, fuck off. I don't believe you." And I was like, "Fine, don't believe us, but I'll tell you what, I seen it, and I seen that loads of times in that house. That was up White House Court. That."
That's creepy.
It wasn't harmful. It's not sinister. Like Kim's house now, she's got plenty of ghosts in there. And none of them sinister. You don't feel.
Literally,
it's like a terminal.
I decided to do a podcast. All the shit we've been through.
You don't feel scared though, do you, in your house, Kim?
Not at all. I don't feel.
The thing is, we've seen it though, haven't we? We've literally. Kim has pictures, that were happy to put on in the future at some point.
Yeah.
And you can literally see a little boy stood clear as day. She's got pictures, plenty of stories of that house. It's
Yeah.
I think something happened. A makeup box fell on Ebony, didn't it? It was behind her.
Oh my god, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was so
I was
creepy.
I was like, whoa.
Well, I mean, in the past, I'll say a month, because I can't quite remember when it happened with the safety gate. I was on video chat to you at the time, Sam.
Yes, you were.
And the safety gate was moving backwards and forwards, and I closed the safety gate, and I went, that's what we farting in church, won't it? And I was like,
I don't
stop fucking about
me
me shit.
Do you remember the one where you were and it was doing some noise, and you went, and you can fuck off and all, and I went,
yeah.
just
Does me times. I just tell them it's off.
To stop. I say, right, come on, pack it in. I've had enough, and they just continue. Happened today.
I bet Kim's neighbours brush their teeth and can't bed when she shouts.
Probably.
Like,
I think
I'm gonna hold someone else.
Me ghosts are used to us shouting, especially having a teenager. I think that's where my anger comes from. It's the teenager.
Yeah,
literally scaring ghosts came.
Yeah.
Right, I have a story for you ladies. About
Did you say I've got a story, fat ladies?
Excuse me, I'm not that fat.
No,
I mean, I'm not chunky, but
I said I have a story for you ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about a haunted doll.
Right.
So it's a very brief story
Mm-hmm.
about a doll called Peggy. So,
like, sorry.
compose yourself. Right. So,
Sorry.
Peggy. So apparently, 80% of the people who have come in contact with Peggy, or have even looked at her, have experienced some kind of bad reaction that range anywhere from headaches to full-blown mania. Peggy was believed to be causing bad dreams to the family who owned it. The family even brought in a priest to bless their home, but the situation worsened and they sold the doll. How do you just sell a doll like that? Like, hey, this has literally been causing me mental trauma. A priest couldn't get rid of that shit. So, hi, here you go, buy it. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't be buying it, would you? I bet they didn't disclose.
People sell them on eBay all the time. I keep asking Chris, but he keeps telling us I'm not allowed one.
You don't want to honestly, the shit that it's either you're gonna get scammed and it's just a doll that someone rubbed some dirt on, or you're gonna get something nasty in your house and you don't want that.
Yeah.
Nah.
I literally, as much as I love the whole plaques of Ouija boards and stuff, like I would never fuck with a Ouija board ever again after when we had that one on the computer. But that's a story for another time. But plaques, like,
they're fine as long as you know how to use them. We used one in a basement.
no,
in Usher College.
no, they're so dangerous. No,
No,
I
they're
won't touch them. I literally love the art style, and I won't even draw them. Nothing.
I make them for a living. Literally, I make them out of wax for a living. Genuinely.
Just a little bit of non-paid advertisement here. Sheen have got the shower curtain, Ouija board curtain, bath mat, and toilet cover.
Oh, I need it. I need it.
You can't do
From the
that. Right?
demon while you wash your hair.
No, you can't do that because you're gonna get ghosts in your arsehole.
Amanda, don't you have a purse with a Ouija board on, just like me?
But that's the purse.
It's
Right,
in your money.
different. No, but I won't draw the what the fuck do you call them things? The
Pentagram.
no,
The plane.
The planchette.
that
Planchette, that's
I
it.
will not draw the planchette. It kind of sounds like a vegetable, doesn't it? Here tonight, darling, I'm making meatballs and planchette.
I'm making pancetta.
Yeah. Right, has anybody got a story, or would you like another haunted doll story?
I want another haunted story.
Yeah.
Haunted story.
One of these, Amanda.
Right, okay, so
And one of these, Amanda.
are they all really pretty though? Sam's whackmill.
One A. Gonna haunt Amanda. I'm gonna send it to you in the post. So
wax melts. And that, guys, is social anxiety. Anyway, so right, so a new doll. We have Harold, little Haroldinho here. So the owner of the doll reported that he could often hear the laughing and crying of a baby coming from the basement where Harold the doll was stored.
Mm-hmm.
He also claimed that the doll seemed to have a pulse. Don't want to ask how he knows that. The man who sold this doll on eBay was petrified by its presence. He lost his cat, his girlfriend, and himself started suffering from chronic migraines. And that seems to be like a pattern I've seen in loads of different stories of like dolls and possessions of houses with demons and stuff, that you'll start getting like really bad migraines and you'll start feeling really unwell and you have problems with like your blood and stuff, like you'll get really badly anemic. So maybe I have a ghost in my house. But that's
Jump in.
How creepy is that? Go for it, Kim.
So these dolls, right? They're really old dolls, yeah?
Right.
So has anybody ever thought of the fact that these dolls are then painted with lead paint, which can cause all of the above?
Yeah, quite possibly. You're very right, but we're getting a lot of these dolls that aren't actually lead painted. And I mean, this one doesn't state whether it's lead painted or not. But people are getting like the Raggedy Ann dolls and stuff like that, and they're literally causing problems in the house. I know there's a girl on TikTok. I can't remember what a TikTok name was, but her account is showing the dolls and how they move and how literally animals react to the dolls. And they're just normal porcelain dolls. Now, I don't like keeping anything in my house like that because it scares the shit out of me.
What's your channel? Comment below. We need to know. We need to have a look.
I don't know a channel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't know a channel. I just know she's on TikTok. That's all I know.
Yeah, if she sees this, you
really good.
I know.
I did first see her channel recommended by Louie Lynn.
All right, okay.
So browse through that shit and you'll probably find it. She's got dark hair. She's very like witchy goth kind of thing, and she just talks about all that spooky dolls, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
I'll have to have a look. I love spooky stuff. I always watch stuff like that.
Yeah.
Funeral stuff. Just, it's interesting.
Someone give me the story. Give me the goods.
2 minutes. I am just getting a drink.
Sam, do you have a story?
Do I have a story? I don't know.
I've got loads. I've got one if you're not ready.
Yeah, no, I'll let you because I can't think. Honestly, my mind's just drew a blank. I've got loads, but just.
Have
you got one, Kim?
I could start talking about me house experiences if you like.
Yeah, go for it. And then at some point, I've got one from a Reddit user as well, which is kind of creepy about ambulance drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim, go about your pale lady. What you've seen and what Amelia's seen.
Should I? Right. I'll circle back to that. I'm going to start at the beginning. I'll do it quick.
Okay.
So I've been here 3 years now. So it started off as just the odd knocks and bangs, and sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Your demons leaving your body.
I'm in the stream, so I didn't blow anybody's ears out. I'm back on though. I'm not muted again.
Yeah. So it started about 3 years ago when I first moved in here. It was just like the odd bang, and I thought it was just old house. You'd have to put it down now. And then I didn't really start believing it was true until Amelia started telling us about our ghost friends at the age of like 3. So she would tell us about her ghost friends all the time, and I would just be like, oh, she's 3. But bearing in mind, Amelia, my child, who's nearly 6, has told everybody that listen that she has been here before. Yeah. From around the age of 2, she started talking about it. And then the ghost friends came into it, and she used to tell us about ghost friends coming to see her, touching our things, and she hated it. So, there was one day I was in the kitchen making dinner for the kids, and I'd came back through into the sitting room to ask Amelia what she wanted for our dinner, because, used to both know Amelia, fussy child. And as I walked through from my kitchen, so my stairs are like semi-open, so I walked through from the kitchen into my sitting room, which is opposite the stairs, As I walk through, I see a girl with long hair, around 7 or 8 at the time, and it was like she'd span round, and I just seen like a hair swoosh, and I thought it was Amelia. And like I popped my head around the stairs, nobody there. Look in the sitting room, Amelia's sat on the sofa. So
Yeah.
that was me first experience of
Uh-huh.
seeing one in my house.
Freaked me out, man.
And then
Doesn't
there's
do
plenty of
good.
times I've been in the kitchen washing dishes, and my sink. So if you're standing at the sink washing dishes, your back is to the kitchen door,
Yeah.
and everybody knows the feeling of being watched.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what it's like when you know there's something behind you. So like you turn around and there's nothing there. But when you can see the reflection of the door in the window and you see somebody pop the head round the door and you know you're in the house by yourself and there's nobody else in that house,
Yeah.
that is when you know you've got a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
speed things up a bit to more recent times. There was the picture I took of Amelia, which we will show at some point on stream.
Uh-huh.
A picture I took of Amelia, and it was you and Sam who noticed something standing on my stairs, or should I say, noticed quite a few things grouped together standing on my stairs.
Yeah, that photo was. Well, you didn't notice at first, did you? Because you'd sent me
No.
a picture of Amelia just being all cute, and I was like, "Do you see what I see?" And you're like, "No, no. What do you mean?" I'm like, "Zoom in on your stairs," and there was literally, you could see a boy kind of like
Yeah.
as if he's screaming or like shouting to get your attention, and obviously you can't hear him. Yeah, it was really, really creepy. It was really creepy.
Mm-hmm. Well, just to add on to the boy situation, I was waiting for Mum and Dad turning up, and I was sat like on my sofa, and obviously my window's to the left of us if I'm sat on the sofa, and I seen a little boy with his hands around his eyes peering through the window, but he had the tightest blonde curly hair, and I don't know if you're gonna know what I mean. He looked like he was from like the Victorian era. His cheeks, they were all rosy. The attire he had on, like the clothes. So yeah, that was a thing. Also, one morning, we were getting up to get ready for school. Like I was getting the kids ready for school.
Yeah.
Everybody was downstairs already. And me and Amelia were coming downstairs. So my landing's just a short landing. And you come out of my bedroom, and directly in front of my bedroom door is like a little mini landing what you step down onto, turn left to go down the stairs. So I was going down the stairs first, and Amelia was coming down behind us. Amelia stopped at the top on this mini landing, looked at our bedroom, looked at me, and then looked at our bedroom and went, "Huh." And I went, "What's up, Amelia?" And she was like, "Did you not see the lady going into my room?" I was like, "No."
I'd have been like,
No.
"Pack your bags, we're leaving."
So I said, "Right, come on then." So we came downstairs, and I said, "So what did this lady look like, Amelia?" Bear in mind, again, Amelia was just nearly 5 at this point. And she was sat on the sofa, and she explained in detail. I'll use the exact words she used, because I just thought she was talking gibberish. She told me she had white hair, but it looked a little bit blue, right? And her hair was full of knits. And I said, right. I said, so what was she wearing? She went, "Oh, Mum, she was wearing a top skirt." And I was like,
"Do you know what a top skirt is?"
No.
What? I don't even know what a top skirt is. So I was like, all right, no bother. So anyway, I get that sorted, and I took her up to school, come back, and I ended up speaking to Mum. And Mum was like, like a top skirt is what they used to wear in like Edwardian, Victorian times, like over the top of the skirt. That's a top skirt. And I had like a little jacket, and the women used to shave their heads and wear wigs because they were absolutely rife with knits. Now, how in God's name is my 4-year-old going to know this?
No idea.
That is
like how?
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So I will get onto the most recent 3 things that happened so obviously I've already spoke about the safety gate when I was on the phone to you, Sam.
Yeah.
And my bedroom door closing whilst I was upstairs
Yeah.
by itself. I was sat having a wee at the time.
Uh-huh.
And then I was on the phone to you the other day, Amanda, and you were like, "Is Amelia home?" I was like, "No." You were like, "I just heard a child talking and shouting." And then that's very, very same day. I was putting Amelia to bed, and you both know the situation where Amelia in our bedtime, it takes forever.
Yeah.
So I took Amelia into her bedroom and I said, "Right, you sort your teddy bears out. I'm going to go and fill your drink up." So I take a water bottle into the bathroom to fill our drink up in the bathroom because she prefers the water right in the bathroom because it's colder than the one downstairs. So yes, took our drink into the bathroom to fill it up. As I was walking back out of the bathroom, I walked past my bedroom door, and do you know when you catch something at the corner of your eye?
Yeah. Your peripherals.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I didn't say that. So I looked, and there was a woman sitting on the side of my bed. So my bed to my door is basically sideways. Yeah. So the foot of my bed faces the window, which is on the like left-hand side if you go into my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was sat on the edge of my bed. So I looked away, and then I looked back, and she's still there. And I'm like, "Nah, Kim, you're hallucinating. You've had toothache, pet. You're hallucinating."
I've got toothache.
So I look away, and then I look back, and she's gone. But honestly, like, it was side profile, so she was looking down. I've got like a table next to my bed, what I put like my phone and stuff on, and like bedside table, effectively, what everybody has. So she was looking down at this table, so just like a side profile of her. She had her hair in. Remember, women used to like pin curl their hair. They used to roll the hair in little curls. Yes, and they pin them around the sides, and they used to have like the little bonnet thing on the top. She didn't have the bonnet on, like the bandana thing, and she had like this long white nightgown, and she was just sat there, just looking down at my table, and I was like,
"Whoa,
that is the single most clearest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've seen, like I say, it like out the corner of my eye, and it was literally like yous, like I can see yous. It's just like
they were
yous in front of us. Yeah, clear as fucking day.
Yeah, that would scare the hell out of me.
So I do get annoyed at my ghosts, like we've already spoke about. Like if I'm going to school or something, I hear my toilet makes a certain noise. If you sit, and it only makes this noise if you sit on my toilet, and it like goes clank clank. You sit on it and it goes clank clank.
Yeah.
And it's the only time it makes a noise. So it does it every now and again. Nobody's up there. I'm in the house by myself. I'm just about to go and do the school run to pick Amelia up. And it goes clink clank, clink clank. And I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs like, and you can fucking knock that off and all.
Oh god, just like proper out the ghost, like not even no fucks given.
I'm sick of the kids, and I'm sick of you. It's
also,
I have had enough day. Right.
I do.
Are we ready for a creepy ambulance story?
Can I just add the last creepy thing in about Amelia?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Just says me the ghosts sleep under the stairs.
I wonder if the cupboard under the stairs. I bet they're buried in there.
I'd be digging it up to find out what's there.
Same, yeah. Right
it's
in there.
It out. That's where me electric and me gas meter is. So yes, carry on with your creepy ambulance.
Start charging them rent.
I know.
Everything's gone up, Right, anyway.
These trying times.
So
times are hard.
So the credit for this story has to go to a user called Zerbo from Reddit, if I'm pronouncing that
right.
So this is his story he told. The ambulance company that I used to work for had a haunted ambulance rig 12. A lot of EMTs had stories about it, but I never put much stock in paranormal stuff, so he's obviously quite skeptical. That is, until I had my own experience with Rig 12. My partner and I were working in a rural community at 3 a.m. Oh my god, which an hour. And it was pitch dark and completely quiet. We were both dozing. I was in the driver's seat and she was in the passenger seat. I woke up to a muffled voice but I thought my partner was talking. I told her I'm trying to sleep and I closed my eyes. I distinctly heard a male voice say, "Oh my god, I'm dying," followed by a few seconds of heavy breathing. My partner and I sat straight and looked back into the patient compartment where it sounded like the voice had come from. Things were quiet for a couple of seconds. Then we heard a click on an oxygen bottle regulator, and a hiss as if it was leaking. I turned on the lights and we ran out of the rig. I thought I don't know what a transient is. A transient might have climbed in while we were asleep. So we opened the rear doors and no one was there. I checked the oxygen bottles, neither was opened. We didn't sleep much after that. I would shit myself. How creepy is that? Imagine just being like having a little nap in your ambulance and then you just hear someone like, "Oh my god, I'm dying," in the back, and you're like, "Have I forgot about a patient?" And you go in and there's just no one there.
That would be creepy.
Like hospitals and stuff are renowned for ghosts and stuff. Like I've had my own
creepy stuff.
But yeah, I'll not mention that one. But yeah, I've had my own experiences and they're not very nice. But I would literally shit my pants.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, they could have been dreaming, but like when you're awake, you're awake. You know what I mean?
I mean, both in the same dream together though is a bit.
Yeah, they're both hearing. That's the thing. Both hearing the same thing, and rushing out to be like, "Shit, has someone kind of got in and we've not seen?" And they open the doors and there's no one there.
Yeah, so, somebody else hears it. Definitely, you know.
Yeah.
True.
It is so creepy.
See, well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? I don't know. It's just mind-boggling because people say there's no ghosts, but then there's other people who've seen them, and if you've seen them or you've seen things, you know there's something there. Doesn't matter if people don't believe you or they don't believe in ghosts themselves. If they have an experience or you have an experience, you know, you speak from yourself. Do you know what I mean? Not from anybody else's point of view.
You're completely right. Like, there are a lot of people out there who are skeptical about the paranormal and whether it's real and stuff like that. And that is completely fine. If you aren't a believer and you're a skeptic, that is totally fine. You believe what you want to believe. But then there are people out there like us who have experienced so much that we couldn't not believe. You can only put so many things down to coincidence, and I don't look at a situation and go, "This happened," and then don't try and debunk what's going on around me. I'm like, is there a breeze? Is there this? Is there that? Hearing someone shouting in the middle of the night when nobody's there, I'm pretty sure it's not in my brain, you know what I mean? But I suppose a lot of people could see like psychosis and things like that. But you know, I know I'm a bit weird, but I wouldn't say I've got psychosis.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a little bit, just a dash, just enough.
Not a lot.
Not a lot at all.
No, it's the best way to be, though. If you believe in scary things, then fair enough, you know.
But there's a lot of shit that happens. I've got one here. I mean, a lot of people have heard of it. Some people might not, but I think you two have heard of it. The crying boy painting.
Yeah, it was a very, very popular painting in the 90s, I believe.
I believe it was painted in 1950.
Yeah.
And basically, this painter would go about and he would find these boys who were sad and crying, and he would paint them. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be dug into about that. But
yeah.
Apparently, this boy, it was. Now, I don't know if I'm fully correct on the history of the boy, but it's something to do with his family. I don't know if they kind of like abandoned him, and he was put in an orphanage, and nobody wanted to take him in, and he was really upset, and he was crying, and this painter came along and asked if he could paint the boy. So he painted this picture of this kid, and there was so many of them like put out there, but every single person who's owned this paint and had it in their house, their business, has literally went through tragedy. Their business or house is burned down to a crisp, and the only thing that has been left in these places is that painting untouched by the flames. Now that is literally incredible. I found a couple of like things. So I've got here, a woman in Surrey lost her house to a fire 6 months after buying the painting. 2 sisters in Kilburn had fires in their homes after buying a copy of the painting One sister even claimed to have seen her painting sway back and forwards on the wall. A concerned woman on the Isle of Wight attempted to burn their painting without success, and then went on to suffer a run of bad luck. A gentleman in Nottingham,
Nottingham.
who passed the
No.
print of the painting, lost his home and his family were injured. A pizza parlour in Norfolk was destroyed, including every painting on its walls except for the crying boy. Now, literally, this like there's so many more. Like, if you looked it up, there is so many more people who have had this painting and they've had serious tragic events happen, or they've literally had buildings burned down. The painting's the only thing that's left. I literally wasn't even gonna risk getting the picture and putting it on the stream. I didn't even want to do that because that's how, like, I mean, this guy literally, he had a print. It's not even the original. He had a copy of the painting, and look what happened.
So can I
do that?
Can I jump in on this?
Yeah.
So and now I don't know if this is a rumor, but when we were kids and we lived at Doxy, yeah, the lady next door, her house caught on fire.
I did.
And rumor has it she had one of those paintings in her house. Now, obviously, it's going to be like a mass-produced, like kind of
500,000 paintings of that, I believe.
Yeah, and her house burnt down. I can quite distinctly remember being evacuated from our house because her house was on fire, and we all know what the houses in Doxy were like. Might as well be made of fucking cardboard.
Literally
I remember going in it when it was like the couple of days after, when it all calmed down, to help her clean it with everybody else in the square.
I remember.
Don't possess haunted paintings.
Yep.
So
True.
Yeah, but if you don't know it's haunted.
It's so mad how something can have, like, literally even having a copy of a print can cause that kind of damage. Like, not even an original. But it reminds me of, everyone will know who Zach Bagans is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Ghost Adventures. And everyone will remember when he brought out Demon House.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember.
You know where I'm going with this, Kim.
I do.
Tried to play Demon House because I loved watching his content, and I tried to play it, and it would not play. It would jump back and jump back and jump back, and I just didn't understand why it would not let me play it. It would skip ahead, then it would jump back, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So in the end, I was just like, right, I've had 20 minutes of this. I'm done. I'm turning off. Couldn't even watch it. So I walk in my kitchen, and no, did you come over that day? Was that when you came over?
I was at your house because we were trying to watch it together. Because I'd seen it and it kept crashing. It kept crashing for me.
That was the one. I was just like, yeah, I've had enough. It's not playing. I don't understand why it's jumping back.
I was doing the same thing to me as well, yeah. Because we were all going to watch it, weren't we?
And I remember having a conversation with Kim. And I was just like, oh, yeah, whatever. And we were literally just talking about it. We were just talking about it. And all we heard, there was nobody in my house. Nobody, just me and Kim. And we were stood and we were just having a chat. And all we heard was the loudest, deepest growl.
Yeah.
Like a growl. And me and Kim like just looked at each other like, did you hear that? She's like, I heard that, yeah. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, it scared us so bad. And I never really had any problems in the house. Like, not really. And I was like, yeah, I'm never speaking of it again. And then I think it was like days later, I was in the kitchen just like making food. On the phone it came, and we started talking about Demon House. And I'm kind of stood, and my bench is in front of me, and my door was like right here, and I could see straight through into my dining room. And I'm just stood there, I'm just talking to Kim, and I just see this man. Now this one, he's called the Invisible Man. That's what I call him. Because I could see right through him, but I could also see he was wearing like jeans and this like striped top.
Right.
And he just kind of like walked really fast through, like straight at me, and I was like, oh my god. And Kim was like, what? I thought someone was in my house. I've literally just seen a man like dart towards me from the door halfway across my dining room, just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely disappeared, nothing else there. And I was just like, what the fuck was that? Literally, what the fuck was that? So, I don't know what that was, but whenever we would talk about that program and what it entailed and stuff like that, shit would happen.
Yeah, creepy shit would happen.
Yeah, we just literally stopped. We stopped it. I wasn't gonna watch any more of that. I wasn't gonna talk about any more of that. When you've literally got something growling in your house, it was, and even phone calls after that. We'd hear like growling down phone calls and so much interference in phone calls. Yet we'd never had any of that before.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrifying. That literally,
I mean-
like something like that. It's just so strange, but they say, you know,
Yeah.
they feed off electrical energy, don't they? So.
Well, I'm not a big fan of like Zach Bagans, but some of his stuff I think is a bit fake. But
Yeah,
the
I think
Demon
he
House
overact
isn't
sometimes.
fake.
Yeah, well, they do, don't they?
But the Demon House isn't fake.
Yeah.
Do you know, you can feel the energy. And I mean, when everyone started to watch the Demon House, I remember there was loads of people saying that it was being a bit funny when they tried to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to watch it, and I was like, "Is something wrong?" I wonder if it was something wrong with the broadcast, or it was people's houses, or I don't know. But it wasn't the best. Like,
Everyone said like people who watched it, they had problems in the house, stuff like that. I think they eventually actually took it down.
I was going to say, I believe it's been taken down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
He also
like,
demolished the house.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I vaguely remember I remember when he bought it and he did like a show in it, but I didn't get to watch Demon House, and I'm actually glad I didn't, because I don't want anything to do with anything like that, to be honest.
What didn't he have, like, when he visited it before, like he bought it or anything? When people were living there, it was like full of, they had like creepy ornaments and like dragons, and he was like, oh, you know, this energy's bad and blah blah blah, and it's like, it's got nothing to do with what you've got in your house. It's not going to attract any demons or ghosts unless it's come from somebody else.
Just because you've got like skulls and dragons in your house doesn't mean you're going to attract shit like that, no.
Exactly.
My house skulls, and to be fair, there's nothing bad in my house.
It's attachments.
Yeah, they get
form attachments. They can form attachments to objects. They can form attachments to people. It's just how it goes. Form attachments to people, objects, places.
Yep.
Sometimes they can literally just wander in an area. It can be a street and they can wander within that area, and everyone will experience the same kind of things. So it doesn't necessarily mean just because you have spooky kind of shit in your house that you're going to start getting ghosts. It's not how things work.
Yeah.